So I haven't made a video in a while, but I thought I could take a good shot at this question that Iron Cross has posed here, even though I don't technically consider myself an atheist, but nevertheless, here I go. I have to note first that you definitely loaded the question by assuming that you need to use deception. If in the situation, the hypothetical situation, that the Christian revelation was absolutely correct and you had to accept Jesus to go to heaven, what would you say to lure people away from that? Well, I don't think you'd have to say lies. I think you would be able to be as honest as possible. Tell them to look at the situation. First of all, if it's true, then that means you are accepting the salvation of a God who loves blood sacrifices right off the bat. I mean, you'd have to wonder what the motives are for this specific deity that when they like to be appeased with blood. Secondly, I would point out that it is a little bit unfair, or I would say massively unfair, that most of the world who will not accept this message of Christ. Many of them, through no fault of their own, most likely because they live in a part of the world where the Bible hasn't touched yet, it hasn't been translated in their language, nobody's introduced it to them, and then this transaction will never happen before their death, and they won't be in heaven either. So right away you're pointing out that you would be serving a God that would allow most of his creation to suffer, or to be at least excluded from an eternal paradise, simply because they were born into the wrong religion, or they were born into a culture where Christianity wasn't available. And lastly, I got to point out that this is not impressive. This is not. If this is the truth, then heaven is going to be full of people who didn't really matter if they're great people or not. They just happened to accept the Christian revelation. There were lots of good people, lots of interesting people, lots of caring people who didn't, and they won't be there. You're telling me that any jerk-off who accepts this revelation has a better chance of getting in than the best people in the world who didn't? I don't know. It's not appealing. I wouldn't say you'd have to turn to deception to, I guess, lure people away from the Christian true. If it were absolutely true, I still don't think you'd have to lie. You could just say, why would you want to worship this monster, or incompetent? One of the two. There's only really two options. Either he's a jerk for letting it happen like this, or he was unable to create a better situation. Either way, you'd be stuck forever with mindless drones that accepted this as a reality, and I don't know, not appealing to me, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who would not want to be in this situation at all. So I think that's a pretty honest answer, no? Alright, you have a good day. Take care, everybody.